Hello everyone, we have already started with 12th chapter, the Earth, Sun and the Moon. So what is solar system? Solar system, it consists of Sun, which is situated at the center of the solar system, then 8 planets which are revolving around it, and their satellites, that is their moons, and other heavenly objects like asteroids. All these together they form the solar system, and Sun is situated at the center of the solar system. Then we have different planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Now, the internal structure of the Earth. When we are talking about the internal structure of the Earth, then Earth is divided into different layers. There are 3 layers. First of all, the outermost layer of the Earth, that is crust. Crust is, it varies from, its thickness varies from 5 to 70 kilometer, and all the oceans, all the continents, all the living beings, living creatures are present on this outermost layer of the Earth, that is known as crust, and it is the hardest layer among all. After this second layer, as we are going deep, all the things, they are present in molten liquid state. They're very hot and liquid, hot and present in liquid state. So second layer below the crust layer is mantle layer. This mantle layer is divided into 2 parts. The outer mantle layer, that is this one, outer mantle layer, it is present in solid state, and this inner mantle layer, it is present in molten liquid state. Whensoever any volcano erupts, then this hot magma, it comes out on the surface of the Earth from the mantle layer. It is present in, so it is rich in so many minerals: magnesium, aluminium, so many substances which are present in the mantle layer. After this, third layer is core. Core is further divided into 2 layers, that is outer core and inner core. Outer core is present in molten liquid state, and core is rich in iron and nickel. And innermost layer of the Earth is inner core. It is present in as a solid. It is a kind of solid sphere. It is present in solid state, and it is rich in iron. Now, all these planets, they all are moving around the Sun, and all these planets along, that is also the movement of the planets around the Sun, we call it revolution. Along with this movement, all the planets, they are moving on their axis also. So that movement, for example, any planet started from this position, and again after the movement it came back on the same position. This is known as the rotation of the planets. So this type of movement, all these planets, they rotate in different direction, right? So for example, Mercury, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn and Neptune, these 6 planets, they move from west to east direction, and rest 2 planets, Venus and Uranus, they move from east to west direction. After this, next thing is satellite. Like planets, they are moving around the Sun. So Sun is situated in the center of the solar system, and the planets, they are moving around the Sun. In the same way, there are other objects which are present in the space, and they move around the planets. So these are known as satellites. We call them moon also. There are 2 types of satellites: natural satellites and artificial satellites. Natural satellites are the objects which revolve around the planets. We call them satellites, and which already exist, naturally exist. These are not created by human beings. Those are known as natural satellites. And all the different planets, they have different number of moons or natural satellites. For example, Mercury and Venus, they have 0 number of moon. Earth has one moon, Mars has 2 moons, Jupiter has 79 moons, Saturn has 82 moons, Uranus has 27 moons, and Neptune has 14 moons in together. And second type of satellite is artificial satellites. The satellites which are created by human being to capture the information or the images about the different celestial objects or the planets for into the space. Those are known as artificial satellites. All these different planets, they have different number of moons. Earth has one moon. We all live on the planet Earth, right? And you know, when it's all these moon, they do not have their own light. They reflect the light which is coming from the sun. Planets, they also do not have their own light. So all these objects, they reflect the light from the sun. And there are very huge, very large uh, there are very large pits on the surface of the moon. We call it craters. Rest will study in the next lecture about the moons before that sun. When we are talking about the structure of the sun, you know, sun, it is a huge ball of burning gases. There are two gases which are continuously getting converted on the surface of the sun. What are those gases? These are hydrogen. It is continuously getting converted into helium, and due to this conversion only, it releases two types of energy, light energy and the heat energy. And when we are talking about the size of the sun, it is around 109 times bigger than the diameter of the diameter of the sun is 109 times bigger than the diameter of the earth. So it is too big in size. After this, and the distance of the sun from the earth, it no doubt it is the nearest star to the earth, but it is 150 million kilometer away from the sun. And after the, so the distance between the earth and the sun is 150 million kilometer. Now the parts of the sun, the outer air of the, there is one kind of air like outside the earth, outside the sun, we call it corona, and inner one is known as core. The temperature on the surface of the sun, it is that is 6000 degrees Celsius. That is on the surface of the sun. The temperature on the surface of the sun is 6000 degrees Celsius, and the temperature on the surface of the, on the inner side of the core, that is 13 lakh and 92,000 degree Celsius. So this was all about sun. Rest will study in the next lecture. Have a nice